Hey, what's up, guys? I am here in Dallas, Texas at the Potter's House with Bishop T.D. Jakes, here for the International Pastors Leadership Conference. It has been phenomenal. As you can see, it's crowded. I'm kind of in the hallway, but just kind of reflecting over the panel that I sat in on yesterday about politics and church and really whose responsibility is, or what is whose responsibility, and it was phenomenal. If you get a chance, I encourage you to go online and purchase that panel discussion. But as I was listening to the panel and really having my psychology helmet on, if you will, one of the main words that came to mind while I was thinking about or just engaging and listening to the discussion was the word cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance, and I'll post the word below so you guys can kind of Google it if you desire. But the reason why that word came to mind was the whole discussion was all about who is responsible for what. Is the state responsible for your needs? Is the church responsible for the needs of those who are less fortunate? Who is responsible? And I would like to propose that those in leadership, especially in government, have cognitive dissonance. Now what that means is simply your mind experiences, or you just experience a state of discomfort due to a conflict in your beliefs or your opinions and your behavior. So for example, a person that says, I believe that smoking is bad, yet they smoke 2 to 3 packs of cigarettes a day. A person that says, I know this person is bad for me in relationships, but yet they engage in the relationship and they continue to stay in the relationship. So that is cognitive dissonance. It's a matter of, I have 2 conflicting beliefs and opinions. And one reason why I say the government, those in leadership, are experiencing cognitive dissonance, because we're now at a state of who is responsible for what. And when you have 2 conflicting beliefs and cognitive dissonance, it's your goal to decrease that discomfort. So for example, government says, they have one belief that says it's your responsibility, it's the church's responsibility to take care of those in need, or it's the people's responsibility to take care of the people in need. That's one belief. It's not our responsibility. Another belief then, another conflicting belief that others are throwing on them or opposing upon them is, well, actually, yes, it is your responsibility. It's your responsibility to help those in need, especially if we are paying you taxes. What are you doing with that money? So now you have 2 conflicting beliefs of, it's not my responsibility, and then one that comes and says, well, yes, it is your responsibility. So in order to settle the discomfort, in order to settle the discrepancy, one has to either reduce the importance of the inflicting or the imposing belief, or, so an example of that would be, well, I still believe it's not my responsibility, so I'm going to push it on somebody else and say, you didn't vote for me, so I don't have to take care of you, right? So that's the way they can still keep up with their initial belief of it's not my responsibility. The only way they can still sit with themselves and sleep at night is by saying, well, you didn't vote for me, so I don't have to take care of you. Another way to settle that dissonance, if you will, is by pushing that responsibility onto somebody else and saying, well, it's not my responsibility because it's the church's responsibility. That's cognitive dissonance, and I am simply really just reiterating some of the things that I heard last night, and it really got me to thinking. And of course, I love looking at things from a psychological perspective. So we here at the Potter's House, the International Pastors and Leadership Conference, are getting great nuggets, not just about being a pastor, not just about being a leader, if you will, in the church realm, but also being a leader in the secular world, in the government. What are you doing, individuals? What are you doing, leaders, to really impact the government from a biblical perspective? And then for those who are in governmental officials, if there is a sense of cognitive dissonance, one thing I want to share too before I go into that is insecurely attached individuals have a very difficult time admitting that they are wrong. So when it comes to settling the cognitive dissonance, it'll be very difficult for them to say, yeah, my original belief is wrong, let me correct this and make it right. No, they will find any means to make themselves still appear as if they were right all along, even if that means hurting those that are impacted by their inability to be psychologically flexible enough to say, you know what, maybe I got it wrong originally, but I'm willing to make it right, even if that means admitting that I was wrong. Like I said, individuals who are insecurely attached, this is about relational attachment, those who are insecurely attached do not have the nimbleness in mind to admit that they are wrong. For one, nobody likes to admit that they are wrong, but individuals who particularly do not have that psychological flexibility will never admit that they are wrong, even if the lie that they are upholding is damaging to millions of people around them.